U.S. Army, Esther, thank you. All right, we'll need to do a big shout out for 8-Bit Mike for figuring this out. We had some technical issues. I am not surprised at all because we are on the midst of Mercury in retrograde, which is all about communication and electrical issues. So I'm gonna just clap a little bit. Thank you, 8-Bit Mike. There's no music. I hope so. How about now? Okay. Loud and clear. Thank you, guys. I can't do this without you. You see? Need my people. Thank you. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome for joining. Colleen, thank you. Again, thank you, 8-Bit Mike, for handling the tech side. I salute you. Okay, so we are now in the full moon of Capricorn, right? Right approaching Mercury in retrograde, which starts on the 17th of this month. It's going on until about August 10th. And that will be moving in from Cancer into Leo. So if there's any Cancers watching, happy birthday. It's been a wonderful emotional ride. And can I just say, like, everybody has been exhausted. I've been hearing that in my tribe. Everybody has been tired and drained and like wanting to just sleep. And I dressed up for the occasion because full moon in Capricorn. Capricorns know how to dress the part, y'all. So if you have any time during the ritual for the full moon today, put something on. It doesn't matter. Even if it's jewelry or your earrings or a nice dress, just put something on. Even if you have to leave me for like a second right now, just put something on and feel glamorous. Because yeah, Capricorns are a little bit about their image and about their impressions, and that is okay. Fully okay. So, we have this cycle of Capricorn. And Capricorn is kind of like the grandma, grandpa energy. Ruled with Saturn, very karmic, very about structure and discipline and order, and can be kind of a grumpy cat. And that is okay. It's because they have such wisdom within them. They've often been seen as stoic and almost cold-like because they hold a lot within. And it is a superpower, also a coping mechanism. But I do gotta say, Capricorns are amazing. They're hot. I'll just say that. Let's just say that. Anyway, I am an earth sign as well, so love my earth signs. I get you in a way that a lot of people just don't. So with Capricorn, we're going into this mode of flowing through the last 6 months. If this is your first time here collectively, welcome. I am Fedra. This is my channel. I do full moon and new moon cycles. This is for everyone. Donations are welcome. Please like, subscribe, the bell, all things to notify of everything that I'm doing. Any donations help with the channel, so I thank you. This is just for you to feel out this energy and what you can do with it. And not gonna lie, I'm gonna bring out a shadow deck, so it's going to get a little dark, but bear with me. Sometimes when we go through the shadow and we accept it and we see it, it's not that scary anymore. In fact, you embrace that part, and once you've embraced it and accepted it, you then guide it with your light, and then you merge. It's a whole other topic, but that would just be the synopsis. And with this energy, Capricorn is about getting shit done, being very ambitious and yet calculated, setting up things in parameters, and not just thinking about these last final months of 2025. We're looking at what we're going to plan out for next year. We're looking at the 5-year plan. And it's not to feel overwhelmed. It's just giving you these guidelines of where you wish to be in your spirit so that you are following your purpose. We need to see that in January till now, we've been on quite a roller coaster. If you watched the last few cycles, it was all about water. We had Scorpio, we had Cancer. It was very emotional, shifting through these beautiful feelings and then the really sad and fucked up feelings. And in between of that, we were trying to think of like, how can I hang on? And how to nurture ourselves better, how to do boundaries better, how to navigate. And then there was, of course, the great cutting. I am not the only one here where we've had to say goodbye to a lot of things that do not serve us. So right now it's reevaluating and almost thanking the gifts or the programs or the people or the job or the house, the car, whatever it is, and saying goodbye and wishing it well, because now we're moving into a new cycle. And this is not the gentle, loving, nurturing cycle. This is the father figure. So this is when you messed up as a kid, and if you had a father figure, you were either going to get praise or, as I wrote it in the description of this live, you're going to get smacked. And you're going to get smacked hard, so you know not to do this shit again. So as I'm going into the reading, think about what you've been doing really well and accomplish yourself. And then look at your shortcomings and be honest and say, hey, what can we do differently in the next month? And just move from there, because when we go into Mercury retrograde, nothing's going to speed up. No. In fact, it's going to delay and it's actually going to slow down. So when we slow down, that's when we can evaluate. That's when we can review. That's when we can declutter. That's when we can put things in order. Good times. Yeah, Colleen, I see that. So I really want to do a shout out. The shout out is to a dear friend of mine. I just call him for privacy's sake, King Bender. He is a subscriber here, has been a client of mine, but also a dear friend. And he got me this new shadow deck. It's called the Shadowland Tarot. Pretty interesting. It's by Monica Brodsky. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And I've never had such a deck. Shelley Carter is also part of it, or at least was talking about the images within. So it looks kind of cute, looks kind of scary. So I'm first going to dive into the regular tarot, and then we'll kind of ease into the shadow. But thank you so much for supporting my channel, and we're all going to enjoy it today. I only do that twice a year, but I probably should put my Amazon list for all these little decks that I want. I probably should put that. Maybe in the future. We'll see. All right. I've already done my prayers in advance, like you all know if you've been here before. I take that sacred space for myself and with Spirit. Okay, y'all. Let's do the overview first. A lot of spears, a lot of swords, a lot of attitudes, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of plans. So if you don't write, I think you should make or have, I suggest, a journal for this cycle and write down all the fun thoughts, but keep it to yourself. Keep it sacred. You'll know why. Unfortunately, you know, the Ten of Swords, Traitor, Betrayal energy. Again, are we going into that betraying of ourselves? It's a definite pain, you know, it's a definite pain of feeling like you haven't been honest with yourself. We're going to go into that. Capricorn is rigid. Sometimes they're blunt to a point. And when they're blunt and they're rigid, they're doing it out of love. They may not always say it well. And that's where they're not always the life of the party. They'll kind of be in the back, kind of reading everything out, reading all the energy. And they're so smart. Can I emphasize that? They're so wise when they're really honed in into their voice, into their gut, you know? And they'll say things that kind of splurt out, maybe even in reactive mode. And this is where, you know, in that reaction, they kind of put their foot in their mouth. But this is where people oftentimes need to listen and take it in, like as is, just freely, openly, bluntly. And they may not have a lot of friends or may not have that acceptance. They may feel like they have to hold in and they have to hold back. So this is where, you know, with Two of Coin, this is that feeling, right? That feeling of the give and the take and the balance of how we communicate, how we wish to be seen. We're not going to do a fake it till you make it type of vibe. We're not going to do that. We don't need to do that in this day of age. It is 2025. Be you. Embrace that authenticity. We can use the impressions of the nice outfit, the nice hair, the nice, you know, jewelry, the way that we walk, the way that we uniquely talk, the way that we uniquely present ourselves constantly, but not with pressure. More of like, this is me, take it or leave it. And putting in that so you don't even feel like you're betraying yourself. Because at times when you're faking it, you're doing a disservice to yourself and then others. Two of Coin, you know, you'll see here is that beautiful infinite symbol here with the lion, that fiery energy, you know, balancing out that give and take. Now, in the past, I believe this was in the Scorpio and the Cancer moon cycles, is that Knight of Spears. So this is the Game of Thrones deck. So it's Jaime Lannister, you know, up for the fight, like having that debonair, that arrogance, like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I can just charge forward. I will make it happen. Really? Really? You're going to jump into things and not think about it? There is a time and a place for that. But you can also get burned. And this is where this energy, whether you felt it like, hey, I need to, you know, I need to push forward. I need to make a scene. I need to be seen. It's not a bad thing. There is sometimes times and places where we need to do that. We need to be like, damn it, I'm here. Look at me. And then there's sometimes where we get into a shell and we incubate and we rest and we take it easy. So there's no coincidence why in the bottom we have the hermit. It's all about study, all about foresight. You guys already know. You really do. All of you watching me are getting a lot of confirmations. And you know what? It's okay to get it. If that's my purpose here to validate you today, then I am doing my job. When Capricorns go into hermit mode, better be careful. Not only is it sexy, oh my God, do they get shit done? They get, like, they block out 6 months and they just vanish. Like, you just don't see them, hear them, nothing. And then they pop out in that fiery energy again, and they've got everything lined up. And you're like, wow, you're just amazed by it. So this is that energy that you have where whether you're doing it now or you've already come out of that hermit phase in your life, you're ready. As much as you think you have to, like, well, did I do this and did I get this and did I get that? Like, yeah, you did. You know deep down if you did. If you didn't, then now is the time to think about going into hermit mode. I personally am in this energy right now where I wish to study more. I wish to study more into my craft and deepen my passion so that I can bring that more into my life. And what does that do? That creates more abundance, more certainty, more grounding in my earth energy. And that feels like a fuck yeah. So let's bring that into our lives if that's what you need. And we need to close all the doors. And like Colleen has said to me a few times, we all need to say no. The answer is no. And you know that little monkey voice in your head that's like fear of missing out. It's like, oh no, but I have to do that. And I agreed to do that. And I said I was going to go do this. And I gotta silence all of that and really nurture and don't betray ourselves. Don't negate ourselves. Don't say, oh yeah, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to grind. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you're sitting on the sofa eating like, what, chicken wings and chips and hot dogs and all that stuff that's just literally going to self-sabotage you to your goal. No is a complete sentence. Thank you. Confirmation on that. Like, be stern. If you're not an earth sign, take in that energy right now. I mean, with me, like, you think you're going to change my mind? Good luck. No. A Taurus is so stubborn, we're not only going to dig in our heels, we're going to sit in the ground and be like, no, I'm not moving, right? So if you need to do that and bring out that inner child right now so that you can have fun, so you can bring up a good hobby, so that you can bring up more skills, this is it. And this ain't like, oh, we're going to do this and just go with the flow. That fiery energy is gone. That's why it's in the past placement right now. 9 of Cups is coming in the future. So all of you watching, if you really move, you are going to be successful. You know what that means in Capricorn? Freedom, money, being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want it. That's a true Capricorn. And you know what, honey? I like that too. I'll go there. Sure. Yeah. Just take me on that path. Let's go. So what do we have in the future? Coming up, we have Page of Spears. You're looking. Thank you, Mike. I am. I'm definitely a stubborn Taurus, yes. I admit my faults. I am. It's just that we're cautious, we're cautious. We want to review things, we want to make sure it's the right decision because look at how much we invest. Capricorns are similar. They're similar. Man, they have their eye on the thing of like, how much time and money am I putting into this? And when they cut it, it's very admirable. Really admire that. Okay, Page of Spears. This is looking out to the horizon, not necessarily in a fight, but also in the sense of guarding. You're going to be guarded, You're going to have a position in the future. You will need to guard and be open to negotiation, open to navigating I don't even want to say a balanced way. It's more like what you got to do for you. Again, we have to go with that core, card here about not self-sabotaging and not betraying ourselves. So it's honing into that sacral, honing in and being like, yeah, if I got to look like the bad guy, if I got to look like a villain to my friends, my family, my coworkers, you're making this shift so that you could feel satisfied, so you can feel fulfilled. That's awesome. Thank you, Colleen. I'm glad it's resonating because it isn't easy. It's really, finding that routine, that path, that pace. I've been talking about that lately. Okay, I want to see just for giggles, what does Game of Thrones say? So it says creativity, ideas, friendship, and good news. So that is what's coming. I mean, it moves right into the future of the Nine of Cups. And, if you know Game of Thrones, this is when Sam is in the Citadel with like all the books. This is like me if I was Belle and I got that damn library from the Beast. I mean, it would be amazing. Like, not as an early exquisite, but it's like I have every book imaginable now. I have every book at my fingertips to study and learn and explore. And it's like, oh my God, there's so much. This is that moment for Sam where he's like, I'm here. Like, I read about this. I studied and I went through trials and tribulations, and now I am in the Citadel and I have access to all of this knowledge, all of this, wealth and abundance. And this is what's coming. Beautiful. So in the placement of how do you see it? You see it as the Chariot. You're like, okay, when do we get there? Can it come fast enough? Can we get the movement going? We set that pace. We set that mindset. We nourish that drive. We need to do that. We need to navigate that Chariot and how we're going to shift. Are we going to go slow? Are we going to go fast? Are we going to find that pace? Do we need to even take a break? A big stereotype is Capricorns is that they'll sleep when they're dead. It's not really balanced, is it? It can make you sick, and then from there, you self-sabotage, and then you self-blame. We have this one body that is our temple. We do need to get better at taking care of it. If I go back to the analogy that I first started on this video, is when you're a grandpa, grandma energy, you learn that you've got to take care of yourself because you're going to feel those aches and pains. You're going to be tired. You're going to be needing hydration. You're going to want to sleep earlier. And you're going to get into almost a attitude if somebody tries to shift those boundaries to mess up your routine because your eye is focused, because you have taken the time to really balance out you know, checks and balances of what's important to you. And again, we go back to that traitor energy that nobody's going to understand it and they don't have to. How other people see it is Seven of Swords. Very interesting. Usually that is a thief. Are you stealing from them or are they stealing from you? Because all of a sudden you're not available. All of a sudden you're quiet, not sharing what you're doing, honing in on what's important to you. You're being particular about who you're with and why you're with them. You're particular about what you're eating and how you're sleeping and how you're doing your hygiene. You're presenting yourself better because you respect yourself more. You're loving yourself more. You're choosing you. When I asked for clarification on the Seven of Swords, it said cleansing and it says moonrise. It's beautiful from Moonology. I pulled other cards, but I'll do all of them at once and I'll go back to that. But we all need some cleansing. That includes me. I'm here with you. So do all the things, right? If you have a bottle, you can do some moon water and put it under the moonlight. You can sage, Epsom salt baths. I stress that a lot. Loves Epsom salt baths. Dancing, moving those hips, moving that body is a way of cleansing. Going to the ocean or a lake or a river, a large body of water. Putting your feet in the grass or in the sand, depending on where you're at. All of this is going to be very cleansing. I am a praying woman. I pray often. Whether you pray, meditate, or both, that is very cleansing. Speaking to your ancestors, speaking to spirit, speaking to your loved ones, to your family, getting into that state of gratitude will cleanse the energy and the spirit. Yeah, those are great points, Colleen. Stealing your own time, if you're consumed by business, that is not fruitful. It isn't fruitful. Because then, and that is why, you know, in the tarot, Capricorn is identified as the devil. And people look at it as evil, and it's not. It is the reminder that temptation is always there. That we become the slave and the slaver to that temptation. And that we must see the shadow within. Going back to the very beginning, the devil that is within us is because we feed it. When we are able to remove gluttony, when we are happy and acceptant with what we need, being within our means, we are not within that slave mentality. Whether we are a slave to the money, or a slave to the job, or a slave to notoriety, fame, whatever it is, that is to our detriment because we are valuing ourselves less and we are putting the external more important than ourselves. And we are infinite beings. We are the divinity. Resting with intention, even 15 minutes of meditation, is clearing out the aura field and then into the body out. The mind is effortlessly moving into that ego. It is constantly trying to make us comfortable, fearful, and in survival mode. We need to take pauses to clear our mind, and doing it in a way that we find passion, self-love, and self-acceptance, embracing ourselves further. What is coming as an obstacle is the Wheel of Fortune. We can see it as the wheel going this way or the wheel going this way. Either way, it's turning. Now, I'm not Mrs. Brightside all the time. Most of the time I am. I look at the silver lining because it is a blessing every day that we are alive. It looks like to me that the wheel is turning in our lives, everyone that is here, and it is moving in the direction that serves our highest good because we're choosing it. If you do the work, as I've always said, simple, not easy, the wheel will turn. The final outcome is Ace of Spears. Fire with swords once again. Thank you, Michael. I definitely emphasize rest a lot because I'm grumpy when I don't sleep well. And that is one thing that I truly need is rest. I work very hard as a Taurus. I don't credit myself for that. I always feel like I can do more. I don't know if that's my moon or if it's my sun, but it's all the things. If you liked the collective reading so far, please share it if you feel someone resonates with this or needs this Capricorn energy now. I hope you've taken the time to subscribe. If you'd like to send a donation, all my handles are there in the description below. Ace of Spears is beginnings, it's drive, it's desire, it's ideas, it's fertility. Fiery energy, inspiration, and communication are the gifts of this ace. It is a great omen of success for new work, businesses, creative ventures, and travel. Clear purpose and drive achieve your desires. As the wand is a symbol of male virility, the card can also show starting a family. An additional meaning is commitment from a male partner. Okay, so some of y'all gonna get lucky. Okay. I'm looking at it on the business and the creative ventures. Come on now. We are living it up, guys. This is the beginning we've been waiting for, right? That's why we have to have this little push. Yeah, this little smack, just a little smack just to wake us up a little bit. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Sometimes we do need that firm to just clear way to our purpose. And sometimes it's enough. Oh yeah, I'm enough. Oh yeah. I'm enough. Ain't no stopping us now. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into Moonology. The cards I got, it's going to crack you all up. It cracked me up. I had this little smirk if you saw it earlier. And oh my god. Where do I start? Okay, so we were talking about, the heart, right? And we were talking about accepting, accepting, balancing, lifting into that, right? Yin moon. We have the yin moon. And this card says accept help. Okay. Additional meanings are someone wants to help you. You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. Don't be stubborn. Okay. Your ego may be in your way. Woo! Bring out your softer side. The famous yin-yang symbol describes how seemingly opposite forces may actually work together. It represents the interconnectedness of all life everywhere. Have you been trying to do everything by yourself? Feel a little called out. Do you feel that? This isn't the answer to your current dilemma. You need to take a softer, possibly more collaborative approach. Maybe you've been too tough on yourself or on someone else. This card comes up when the energies are harsh. Being independent is a great thing, but sometimes we just refuse other people's help for all the wrong reasons. Make sure you're not guilty of this right now. There is a sense that you need to accept someone else's help in order to get your job done or to get where you want to go. I know a lot of Capricorns who are just like, nah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'll do it all myself. I can totally do it. I don't need anybody else. But is it fun? Really? Really? You want to go on the roller coaster all by yourself, just strapped in, just like alone? All by myself. No, you freaking love it when you have the whole roller coaster packed and you hear everybody screaming on the top of their lungs. I enjoy that. I mean, in the future, I'm going to Busch Gardens. That's going to be scary. But, right? Like, why are you going to be, I mean, yes, you're going to come. I can hear it now. I can totally hear the Capricorns right now. I love them, but I'm going to bash them right now. They're going to be like, well, you came into this world alone, and you're going to die alone. Yeah. But while we're navigating and presenting ourselves, we should do it together. Okay. Maybe you just need to ask someone for their advice. Hi, how you doing? I'm right here. Find someone who you know will have a gentle response. I think I've been gentle. Tell me in the comments, have I been gentle? Find someone who you know will have a gentle response in the yin and yang paradigm. Yin is very soft, like the moon. This isn't the time to push forward unrelentingly, but rather to see how you can soften into a solution. You guys did hear that, right? How I said that kind of earlier, where I was talking about rest and slowing down because of retrograde. Okay, cool. We're good. Okay. If you've been trying to drive something on or convince someone of something, take this card as a sign to proceed more gently. Oh, yeah. Everybody tells me that. Everybody hates an I told you so. I know. Oh, the card fell. Oh, the Chariot. Okay. I think you're going to all love this next one. It says, do nothing. Oh. All right, Mike, I see that you've said a few things. Okay, yes, I sometimes do need to accept change and not let my ego get in my way to try to do everything myself. The path to change is really true through awareness and self-awareness. I am psychic. I just helped you fix this live stream. There you go. You accepted the help. Let's go. You're right. I was firing up and then I had to clear out the energy so that I could just accept that there was a mistake. There was a little glitch. I had made a little mistake and it's okay because you guys were here. The message is here. And you, like a freaking boss, took care of that issue like no problem. It was just like no problem. How you guys, tech guys do. It's just amazing. We all have these gifts, these unique gifts. Colleen, it's really isolating when you have no one to share the important things with, right? Like you're just gonna, what? Just avoid people? We all need help in different aspects, I guess. We can't all be experts on everything. And as a Gemini, it's hard to accept help in areas I struggle. Again, admitting it is the first step. So it's about taking concrete steps, right? We have new beginnings twice in here. And it's just about cleansing and coming into that satisfaction, studying, honing in on what you feel you need. And honing in on when you feel through that what you need and you've made that plan, now you can calculatively ask. I'd like to do nothing for a while. Well, we need to block out that time, right? Because I know you're a go, go, go. So there's part of that in this retrograde that we do need to take the time to do nothing. I think we're very much distracted. We're distracted with our iPad, our phone, the talking car, the talking refrigerator. I mean, the robo thing that vacuums. We got so much stuff that's distracting us that we don't just take the time to sit and meditate and navigate, or just enjoy the silence. As a very powerful being, you know that you're creating your reality with your thoughts and actions every day. Even so, drawing this card suggests that you need to do nothing for now. That's your homework, guys. At some point, block out a particular amount of time. Blame me. I'm right here on the channel. People can find me. Say this lady right here, FATHER Archetype on YouTube says, today I gotta do nothing. I dare you. I double dare you. Allow at least 24 hours to pass before you take any further action. This isn't the time to set intentions, make wishes, or try to influence anyone. Now is the time to just be. Meditate. Do yoga. Take a walk in nature. There is a good chance that whatever you're worried about isn't going to manifest. It is said that whatever begins under the void of coarse moon bears no fruit. So, drawing this card suggests any anxiety you have is unwarranted and will only cause you more issues. Wah, wah. However, if you're really hoping for something to happen, there is also a good chance it's not going to. At least not yet. You just need to be patient. This isn't a negative card per se, but it does suggest no changes coming as of yet. Higher power. Connect to the divine. And how do we connect to the divine? By not connecting to our devices. Ladies and gentlemen, we must turn off the devices and connect to the divine. I'm here all night. Spend a month with the moon. Ooh, that's a new one. Ask for help. Again, don't go it alone now. Again, call in the goddess. Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Kali. Haley is another one I found today, a Hawaiian goddess. I'm connecting with her because it's all about passion, baby. Vesta is a Roman goddess. I did my own reading, which is about the home. Connect to the goddesses. You don't have to be a feminine to connect with the goddess. We have the goddess energy, the great mother within us. If you have a problem with that, please take that elsewhere. I don't want to read about it, and I'm not going to respond. The situation you're asking about may feel impossible, but you are magical and have celestial support. The goddess is on your side. Whatever you're facing, she's bringing you healing, grace, and blessings. You're facing a soul challenge right now. You need to move through it to know how strong you are. Mere mortals often give up when they face tough challenges. But if you're reading this, you're not a mere mortal. I'm a what? Oh, you're a wizard, Harry. You know that you're connected to a higher power, including all the goddesses who are there for you. Tap into that power. The goddess is wise and wants to guide you. Connect by getting out in nature, under the moon. I think that's 2 or 3 times now. Or through chanting or meditation, whatever way feels right for you. Which goddess should you reach out to? That's entirely up to you. If you don't already have a favorite goddess, as I just said, do your research and see who you feel most drawn to. Whatever you're going through now, you don't need to handle it on your own. The goddess awaits you. Yeah, I know, Colleen. I'm not excited either. Well, there is a lovely book. I'll put it in the comments later after this live segment. I feel every woman in the world needs to read it. I'm not sponsored by it. I'm not paid by it. I read that book during the pandemic. I did all the meditations every single day for the entire year. I would not be where I am today without that book. So I will put that in there. I feel really good. I feel that was very clear. I hope that was clear for you. Now we're gonna go into the shadow, shall we? Again, if you are new to the channel, I am Fedra. This is a collective full moon reading for in Capricorn. Everyone, yes, I'm a little bit bougie. Comes with an awesome, thick, lovely book with the full illustration of the cards. Again, by Monica Podersky. Then it comes with a nice little bag separately for my cards. Very, very grateful. Thank you again, King Bender. Okay, you're still here? Awesome. Thank you. I'm always taking donations for this beautiful collective reading on the full moon. Again, my information is within the chat or in the description below. All of it is going toward this channel, so I thank you. Now, please take a deep breath. Do it slowly and breathe in light. Exhale that gray. We're now going to go into the shadow and find the darker parts of ourselves, parts that we find difficult to look at, to digest, to accept, to embrace, sometimes to even feed. Looks like a grasshopper riding a snail with a bag of money filled with armor. It's the Knight of Pentacles. Looks like a cat with a mask on its head, holding a dead spider and a pumpkin. Page of Pentacles. A tree covered in stars. 10 of Pentacles. Also completion. Five of Cups. Looks like a swamp creature by the bridge. The only one that is water. All right, so let's go with Knight of Pentacles. Just something about it when you have a brand new deck, brand new book, and you have that smell. I don't know if it's just me. This is a grasshopper knight, astride a snail, ready to do battle. Of course, this is going to be a slow charge. But sometimes details are more important than speed. The key words are steady, structured, passive, slow, careful, cautious, organized, reliable, thoughtful. The shadow. Maybe you are erratic lately. Volatile. Inconsistent. Unreliable. Aggressive. Disruptive. And chaotic. How can I invite more spontaneity into my life? Where do I require more structure in my life? Do I take my time responding to situations so I am thorough and calm? What details am I overlooking? And how can I emulate this night to be beneficial? Page of Pentacles. This page is a young, non-binary gender young person who is very grounded, productive, and self-contained. They are a steady being who adores learning new things and is pleased with being in the role of student, enjoying scholarly pursuits in general, especially when creating material things. Well, Mike, you wanted to know. There is a bit of that when I explain it in my private readings. That when you receive confirmation or when you receive this reading, it is now up to you to do the actual soul work after the reading. And you may feel singled out. You may feel as though I am seeing all of you for the first time. It will be vulnerable. And that is the intimate part of this. Seeing that intimate side of you and nurturing that, not shaming that, not feeling guilty at all. We're all imperfect, and the beauty of this world is for us to learn from ourselves and each other. So when you feel called out, when you're like, yeah, this is what I do, that's when the healing is beginning. I'm sorry. I don't think that some tool outside of yourself is truly helping. It brings things to the surface for you to see it, but you gotta feel it. You have to make that effort. And in this Capricorn energy, it's boot camp. It's doing those push-ups. It's making yourself sweat and feeling the transcendence of that suffering. This is a young person, learning, steady, grounded, practical, focused, and creation. The shadow. Are you impulsive, destruction, hasty, inexperienced, immature, daydreaming, and unfocused? Yeah. It's really direct, isn't it? This is my second reading with these cards, and it's like, it's a squirm a little bit. This is the Methsula, one of the oldest trees on Earth, which has witnessed over 5,000 years of change. Actually, I will type it in the chat for you all. It possesses incredible survival skills, and the pentacles on its branches symbolize the legacy of humanity. That's what I was. Thank you, Spirit, giving me that word, legacy. What are you leaving to the world? Because we can't take anything with us. What are we leaving to the world? What is our legacy? What is our lineage? That is very important in Capricorn. Very important. Yeah, definitely take a moment to think about that. What do you want to achieve for your family? For your ancestry? For the family that you create? Keywords are achievement, attainment, legacy, accumulation, family, ancestry, and tradition. Now your shadows. Dissipate, squander, indulgence, forfeit, reject, detach, and trivialize. What is my legacy? What wisdom can I pass on to others? What have I inherited from my ancestors? And how do I wish to be remembered? What should I keep and what can I release? Yeah. Five of Cups. We're almost there, guys. Lots of homework for you guys and gals. This lagoon creature stands on the banks of an urban waterway, saddened by what he sees. The upright tins on the beach represent past successes, and the tipped cans are failures. The key words are disappointment, grief, overwhelmed, frustration, hopelessness, pessimism, and sorrow. The shadows is moving forward. Release, joy, optimism, ease, confidence, purpose, hope. Something in your life may be causing you frustration, or you have experienced a difficult loss or disappointment recently, if you are feeling overwhelmed right now, recall joyous occasions to help you focus on the positive things in life. Oh, yes. I may have expenses, but I'm grateful right now that I have a car. There was a time when I was working in St. Louis. I worked for the St. Louis Zoo at one point, believe it or not. I didn't have a car then. I had to walk 4 miles plus the train to get to work every day. Was I complaining? You know what I did? Put my little headphones on and I listened to Tony Robbins and Abraham Hicks every morning. And I saw that this was my way of having exercise. And I knew that my life would change and it would get better. But I could have been depleted. Yeah, uphill both ways. Yep, that's right. You know, 6 to 8 feet of snow. It never got that way in St. Louis. Ha! Thank God. But the point is, what do I have right now to be grateful for? What do I need to release from my past to move forward? How can I invite hope and joy into my life? What will support joy in my life? What simple things can assist in keeping me joyful? Again, as I've said, it's simple, but it's not easy. You all are a joy to be with. This gift is from my ancestry. This is a practice I've been doing since I was 15 years old. And it is an honor and privilege to have been taught by my mother and to share this all with you. And if it helps you, it helps you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what will you do to support yourself to bring in that joy when times are hard? There have been times where I have done readings for myself, and I haven't been in the greatest spirits. But the insight, knowing that God is there, knowing that my ancestors and my angels are there, knowing that I can give to you some clarity, some insight right now brings me joy. I think we are complete. We will take the sternness of this shadow today we will bring in more joy, right? We're going to plan out a time where we're going to do nothing, right? We're going to do an inventory and maybe change up our routines, take things a little bit slower and really navigate, really think through what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. And we're going to say no a little bit more, right? I'm in this boat with you. If you know a Capricorn, even without saying anything, just give them a hug. Some of them don't like to be touched, but just do it anyway. It's my little piece of bringing a little bit of love to them. Again, my name is Fedra. Thank you all for watching today. Even with the technical difficulties, we went through it, right? I thank you all for the comments and the likes and subscribes. I will see you all in the next moon cycle, which will be a new moon at the end of the month, and that will be in Leo, and a much more fiery, much more creative energy. I look forward to you then, and bye for now. Thank you guys.